Have you ever given a gift and you've seen just how excited someone was to receive that gift? I love that feeling. I think it's great, especially when people are really happy about it. It doesn't matter like what it happens to be. I don't know. I just love gift giving, to be honest. And to be fair, I don't really want anything or expect anything back. I just love giving gifts. Like whether that's just like a very simple thing, hey, I'll pay for your drink today, or let's go get coffee together. I'll cover you. To like big things like a birthday gift, and I just love gift giving. Of course, I love receiving gifts, but gift giving is so much fun, and I love planning it, and I love thinking about it. It is very enjoyable. Anyways, hello everybody, this is that Manga Dude, and welcome to another reading log. Today, we're going to be talking about all of the amazing manga and manhwa that I read in the month of July 2025. There was a lot of manga, and I read a lot of manga, and it was crazy. I read a lot more than I was expecting, and that's also because I also received a lot more manga than I was expecting, so I tried to read as much as possible while also, enjoying my own manga reading. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I can't wait to talk about everything. Let's get started right now. Okay, so the first manga that I read in July of 2025 is I Wanna Be Your Girl from Umi Takase. So this manga follows the story about these two characters here on the front. This person was born male and assigned male at birth, but likes to wear women's clothing or women passing clothing, and is kind of trying to figure out their own identity, while their best friend, this girl here, is like trying to shield them, trying to like prevent them from being bullied, unintentionally kind of pushing them away in the process. So it's a very interesting story, and it's an interesting plot. It talks a lot about gender identity and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I actually really liked it. I think the main character is annoying as heck, but I think that was on purpose. So I'm rooting for both of these characters and for their happiness, whatever it happens to lead to. But yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty good. I like the topics that are tackled. Like I said, the idea of like trying to understand gender identity and as well as your own sexuality at a young age, and how that is going to happen regardless, no matter how much the like kind of censorship or how much people are going to try to stop you from doing those kinds of things. So it's a great story. I like this first volume, and I'm excited to read the next one. Alright, up next, excited to read the third volume of Snowball Earth from Yuhiro Sugisugu. And yeah, this was a really fun, another really fun volume of this series. Very fun post-apocalyptic action series. A lot of great action, a lot of great characters, a lot of great design just in general. I think the world building's also been pretty strong up to this point. And yeah, I'm excited to read the next volume. Up next, excited to read the third volume of Oh My Goddess from Kosuke Fujishima. Yeah, this has been a very enjoyable, just kind of a rom-com. I guess it is a rom-com. It's really a comedy series at the end of the day with like romance and supernatural elements sprinkled in. It's very silly, it's very over the top, and absolutely ridiculous, but I kind of love the old school style. I kind of like watching Kosuke Fujishima's art start to evolve with the first couple volumes, kind of having some rough characters here and there, at least especially with their posing and with their facial expressions, but as I've continued to read it, it's starting to get better, which is great. And I love the color pages that are intertwined as well within these old school volumes. There's one of them, like, good stuff. I don't know. It's a good release. It's an old school release. This is the old Dark Horse release, so yeah, happy to have read another volume of this series. Alright, up next, decided to read Victoria of Many Faces from Komo Ushino, Siyu, and Nana Fujimi. This is a series that I actually started reading because Yen Press provided me a review copy of the first volume, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to have picked up the second volume. We get more plot development along with the main character, and then we also get some more character development between these three, really. I am excited to continue reading this one. Basically, it follows the story of this woman here who basically used to be some kind of spy slash assassin slash kind of like minion, and she decides to leave it all and move to this country where she's trying to live as a new character, as a new person, meets this girl here and ends up becoming kind of her like surrogate mother, and it's about them kind of developing a life together while also this guy is also trying to develop a life with them as well. So it's cute, it's fun, the action's pretty solid when it happens, and I just love the little character moments, little tender moments between these two here. So yeah, I'm excited to continue reading this one when we get the next volume. Up next, One Piece Volume 109 from Eiichiro Oda. Oh no. Oh, the tears be a-flowing. It's another really great volume. I think we're near the end of Egghead going into the next arc, and I'm excited to see what the next arc is because a lot of really fun characters that we haven't seen in a while have come back, and I won't say who they are, but very excited to continue reading this series. Alright, up next, I actually read this manhwa. It's called Level Up with the Gods, Volume 1 from Oh Yeon and B. Ain. Follows a story about this guy here, who's like a part of this like kind of like thing, this game or whatever it appears to be, and he's reached the top of the tower, but he realizes that he can't finish his mission as he is now, so he decides to basically reset himself and is going to try to become even more powerful so that he can defeat whatever this tower is. So it's a pretty interesting plot. I feel like this is actually a really popular plot in a lot of manhwa, and I did actually really like this one. I think the action's really cool. I do like some of the characters. I like the main character specifically. Even though he's kind of quiet and brooding, he does rely on other people when he needs it, and I'm kind of interested into seeing how this world builds out. So yeah, a little bit surprised personally because I'm usually not a big fan of most manhwa that I read, but I do like this one, so I'm going to continue probably reading this one at some point. I just don't know when. Alright, up next, decided to read the first volume of Translucent, Can You See Right Through Her, from Kazuhiro Okamoto. Yeah, so this follows a story about this girl here, who has this like kind of like weird disease where her body starts to just slowly but surely disappear from vision, and then after a week or so it resets and she's got her body back, and it kind of just continues with this weird strange loop. So it kind of just like these slice of life moments of her trying to not be forgotten is what she's most worried about, and yeah, it's got some cute little moments, but yeah, overall I wouldn't say it's like the most fantastic thing in the world, but I do enjoy it. I thought it was nice. Some pretty good characters just across the board, and the art's decent, and yeah, excited to continue reading this one as well. Alright, up next, this is Nue's Exorcist from Kota Kawaii. This is the first volume, and yeah, I thought this was okay. I think the action is great. I think there is some pretty cool like sequences and stuff, but I don't know, the characters, not necessarily sold on them quite yet. Basically, it follows a story about this guy here who kind of gets sucked into the world of exorcism and defeating these demons because this demon lady here is like the kind of like the guardian demon, angel, whatever you want to call her, of the school that he attends. So then they end up like creating like a partnership, and now he like has her abilities basically. So yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting. I'm not gonna say it's gonna blow you away or anything, but I do think it's fun. Like I said, great action sequences and some okay characters. I think this will be a nice popcorn flick kind of manga, but it's not gonna be like the most amazing thing you've ever read. Alright, up next, Marriage Talks in Volume 5 from Joe Miyake and Mizuki Yoda. I love this series. It's so much fun, and I'm happy to be getting closer to the end of the current arc. This is like the animal kingdom, or what do you want to call it? The animal family, basically. It's very intense. It's over the top. It's ridiculous, but I love it so much. The fights are so much fun to like watch, to read, to read and check out. The characters have become a lot more endearing. We're getting a lot more like character development as we've moved throughout the series, and I'm just really enjoying it. I think it's been a lot of fun, and this Volume 5 is notwithstanding. Alright, up next, Heart Gear, Volume 5 from Tsuyoshi Takaki, another series that I love to death. This one is so flippin' cool. Same manga behind Black Torch, if you've ever read that, but it's a very intense, post-apocalyptic, like sci-fi series. It's so much fun. It's very entertaining from start to finish. It'll keep you on your toes because you just never know what's going to truly happen. But this volume was another amazing one. We got a really, really cool fight between the main character and someone who actually is able to kind of beat him up for once, because the main robot character has kind of been basically indestructible throughout the series up to this point. So it's interesting to see someone who could finally fight him. And yeah, this was another great volume, and I'm excited to continue reading. Alright, up next, decided to read Bonds from Zenzo, and this was a nice little like kind of one-shot series that follows the story of Mr. Sun Wukong himself, kind of like a little snippet of a story from the journey to the West, and yeah, I thought it was fun. I think the art's pretty cool. I think the paneling's also pretty strong as well. It was good. I liked it, and it's a nice quick read, and it'll make you want to read it again, because I honestly I think it's pretty fun, and it's definitely worth checking out at least once or twice. Yeah, you can get it, and this is from a new publisher, Manga Mavericks Books, so definitely check it out if you got the chance. Up next, Pink Candy Kiss, Volume 2 from Ami Uozumi. This is such it's so heartbreaking, but you're just like, I just want to root for these girls, follows the story about these two women here who long ago in high school, they were best friends and almost had a some kind of romantic fling, but it didn't end up working out. Now, years later, they have met up with one another again, and things are different. One of the girls, or one of the women, is married to a man, and seems to have some kind of feelings towards the main character, and the main character is trying to just figure out what is going on with her own feelings as well. So it's interesting. I love it a lot. You're always rooting for these girls, and you're hoping that it all works out in the end, but I have a feeling it's not going to work out the way that we want it to, but that's kind of what I expected to happen. So I guess we'll see, but really beautiful series. I really like how it's been going, and I'm excited to read Volume 3. Alright, up next, for a simpler time, this is Blue Box Volume 15 from Koji Miura. Very straightforward. This series is okay. I've been enjoying it. I really wish it was more of just a sports series than it is a romance series. I think the sports, sections are super well drawn, really great posing across the board, a lot of just exciting little moments in each of these volumes, and just the romance is okay. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's that great, and I kind of wish, like I said, it was more focused on the sports that they play, because we have badminton, we have basketball, we have gymnastics, and I don't know, I just think it would have been better suited to just be a sports manga, but that's okay, it's fine. It is a jack of all trades, I suppose, and a master of none, and that's a little unfortunate, but I will continue reading it because it is fun and entertaining. Alright, up next, Volume 1 of Wolf's Daughter, A Werewolf's Tale from Yuki Kodama. Follows a story about this girl here who ends up discovering that she is a werewolf, and it's about her kind of discovering why or who and who else is a werewolf, and how these people live within the human community. It was good. I think it's fun. There are some interesting characters. I'm not the biggest fan of the art. I think the art is probably one of the weaker parts in my personal opinion, but I am very interested to see where all this werewolf stuff is going to come along, and how it's going to contrast, if there's going to be more monsters other than just werewolves, there's going to be other things like that. So I'm excited to check it out, and yeah, this volume ends on a pretty big cliffhanger, so I definitely want to get into Volume 2. Alright, up next, Bloom Into You Volume 2 from Nakatani Neo. Follows a story about these two girls here. One of them has just joined not the school club, but basically the school, the council, the school council, the class council, student council, there we go, the student council, and the president is smitten by her, and she doesn't reflect those feelings, so it's kind of about them trying to discover their feelings for each other, where she's super down bad, and she's kind of nah, I don't know, I think I like boys, and yeah, I do like what happens in this volume too. It's got some interesting moments for sure, pushing the plot and kind of twisting and turning, and I'm excited to see where the relationship is going to go. I have a feeling I know where it's going to go, but at this point, it's kind of interesting to see where we are at now. Alright, up next, Blue Exorcist Volume 31, Kazue Kato. Oh man, we are definitely in the final arc, and we get a very, we get two pretty big deaths. One a little bit more, not nonchalant, but a little bit, just kind of super sudden and very quick. I think the other one, we definitely get a really cool fight, which is kind of fun. But I did enjoy it. I love this series so much, and I am excited to continue reading this one as well. Alright, up next, decided to read Snegorochka of the Spring Breeze from Hiroaki Samura. It follows the story of two people here. We have ourselves Bielka and Shinnok. These are two people who we don't really know who they are at the beginning of the story, but we come to find out that it's this very interesting and intense political kind of drama slash thriller slash just a lot of stuff really, as they are trying to find something within this kind of like Russian summer home. I talked about this in the FAI, but I absolutely love this. I thought this was great. I love the characters. I love the art style. I've always loved the art style, and I shouldn't be flipping through this. There is nudity in this, so I'm not going to, but there's some extremely intense moment. The writing is super tight, concise, and just really easy to read, but also packs in a lot of just like human moments, and it's just so good. I love this a lot, and I really hope that you also check it out as well if you're looking for a very, very good historical fiction series. Alright, right back into the thick of it. So up next, I read the last volume of Sketchy from Maki Hirochi. I love this series. I love this final volume. Our main character finally gets to do what she's always wanted to do throughout the series, and you know, I am happy for her. I am rooting for her. She is so deserving of better. So I'm glad that she has found what she wants to do, what she wants to pursue, who she wants to be. It's been a really great read. It's been a really great ride. And yeah, if you're looking for a really awesome coming of age story, following the story of various female skateboarders, it's really great. I love this. This was fantastic, and I'm happy to have picked this series up. Alright, up next we have ourselves Volume 2 of The Blue Wolves of Mibu from Tsuyoshi Yasuda. Yeah, this is a really interesting story. Sometimes it's like over the top and like silly, but other times it's like really dark and just very intense. The art is fantastic. It's really, really good across the board. The action is well done, well paced, and very well drawn as well. I don't know, I really enjoy it. I'm super behind on this series though. I've only read the first 2 volumes, and I really need to catch up because it is a lot of fun. Alright, up next I decided to read I'll Give It My All Tomorrow from Shunju Aono. Yeah, this is a very strange series, to say the least, but I think it's also like really well written, so it keeps you entertained. You're almost like watching a train wreck really slowly, but it follows a story about this kind of like this older guy. He's in his 40s, doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life. He's kind of lost, but it's just kind of like going through the motions until one day he decides that he wants to become a mangaka. So yeah, it's about him attempting to follow his dream, as the people around him are always questioning what he's doing, because he really just isn't doing things a lot. But this was a good volume. Continue to push to where this character is going, even though he's extremely frustrating, and it seems like his daughter and his grandfather are always pushing him to like actually do something for once, and it just kind of seems like he's always going to do it, as the name suggests, tomorrow. But I'm really hoping that there's a turnaround in his character, and maybe we'll see something happen within the next couple volumes. Alright, up next, Now That We Draw from Kyu Takahata and Yuji Kaba, follows a story about these 2 high schoolers who have pushed themselves to become mangaka, and so they get into a fake relationship to see if they can write their stories about rom-coms better, because they don't have any relationship experience. It's cute, it's fun, I think it's pretty really well done in terms of describing how difficult it is to get a manga published, and just how much time and effort it is and takes to make art and to make manga. So I think that's really cool. Could I do without some of like the fan service stuff? Of course, I'm always going to say that. But overall, I think it's pretty good, and I'm happy to have read the second volume. Alright, up next, Volume 1 of Neko Oji's Salaryman Reincarnated as a Kitten from Yajima. Yeah, it follows a story about this salaryman, as the name suggests, who has become a kitten, and then he gets adopted by his boss, of all things. And yeah, it's okay. I mean, I enjoy it. I think there's some pretty funny moments here and there. Personally, I think the gimmick wears off for me. I think it gets a little bit overdone, especially with like the amount of times you see the salaryman who's become a cat, and you kind of see his shadow. And it's like, it's funny like the first like about 50 times, but like it just kind of repeats itself over and over again. And I'm okay. It's okay. Alright, I thought it was fine. I think the biggest problem with this is that it features translation from Orange, and that is a big stink. I do not like that. I did not know that when I bought it, and you can tell because there are times throughout this manga where you'll look at some of the lettering and you're wondering, why is there no comma there? Like, why does it just seem like this is a weirdly long sentence? And that's because you can tell that they used AI that doesn't really understand English, like true English typing and true English like sentences and how those things work. And it's just a huge shame, really, because I feel like this could have done well, or it could be good if it had an actual translation. But overall, I thought it was whatever, and I'm just a little disappointed that Kinokuniya was selling this and kind of covering up the Orange logo, because I think a lot of people would not buy this, especially knowing that it's from Orange. So, I don't know. I thought it was kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Alright, up next, Sumiki Ogami's Not So Ordinary Life from Miyu Morishita. This is volume 1, and it follows a story about this world where like monster people, or like kind of like these half-breeds, or whatever you want to call them, go to school with normal human beings. And it's about the main character who meets this wolf girl, and yeah, and how they become friends and kind of learning about each other and stuff like that. It's cute, it's fun, I enjoy it, I think it's really good. I think the art is actually really great. I love that she has like Sora-like boots, like shoes, because she has big feet. But yeah, it's a really cute manga, and I think, I don't know, it's just really enjoyable. It's nice and simple. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like the most mind-blowing work. It's not gonna completely change your like perspective on anything, but it is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it, and it's really cute. Alright, up next, I decided to raid The Other Side of the Clouds, and I always forget how to say this person's name. It's Yoru no Hitsuji Gumo. So yes, it follows a story about this girl here, who moves to like the seaside town and is kind of like restarting her life. And it's about her just kind of, yeah, discovering things about the city and discovering things about herself as well. It's really, really good. I love the art style. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's so unique. Personally, I don't know, there's like a really nice like ink wash kind of feeling to it that really helps it to stand out among manga. I really like how like it's always like kind of like existential, but it's also slice of life, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really, really good, and I'm super excited to read that second volume. This is from Glacier Bay Books, which is an indie publisher, so go check them out. They have a lot of great manga that they're always bringing to English. Up next, Yaiba! Samurai Legend Volume 1 from Gosho Aoyama. This follows the story of our boy Yaiba here on the front, who is a samurai who accidentally kind of gets tossed out from the jungle where he lives into Japan. And it's about him trying to acclimate, sort of, but not really. It's really fun. Same mangaka behind Case Closed, also known as Detective Conan. And it's really fun. It's really goofy. It's really silly. But I love the art style. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Case Closed. I love the various character designs. You have like characters like the grandma who are very stylized, and like some of the other characters who are, I would say, like our typical manga style. But I loved this. This was so much fun, ridiculous, over the top. Also has a great anime, so you should check that out as well. But this was really good, and I'm excited to read that second omnibus. Up next, oh yeah, our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide Volume 6 from Monet Sodai. I have talked about the series at length on this channel, and I will continue to because it is so fantastic. We are officially in the United States of America, so it's very funny to see them traveling to places that I've personally been to. And I love these characters. I love these two so much. They are so adorable, but feel so real. And like they each have their own flaws and their struggles and their jealousy and all these other kinds of things. And I don't know, I really enjoy this series, and I think it's just so good. So good. You should go check it out. It's fantastic. Alright, up next, I decided to read the first volume of Little Miss Vampire Can't Suck Right from Kiyosuke Nishiki. This is a manga that was provided to me for free from Yen Press, and I thought it was okay. It follows a story about this girl here who is a vampire, and as the name suggests, she doesn't know how to like suck blood correctly. She's really bad at it. So it's about her trying to learn how to do it with this kid who's kind of like nonchalant about everything. It's alright. I mean, it's fun. It's cute here and there, and it's kind of silly, but I'm not gonna say it's like great. I wasn't totally blown away by it. Nothing I really enjoyed personally about it. I thought it was okay. Would I read it, or would I continue reading it? I don't know, but someone might like it. It's a pretty silly rom-com. Alright, up next, Volume 1 of Monster Tribe from Jiu Masui. Follows the story about this boy here, who is part of a family full of monsters, and it's about him and his, like, he's kind of like he's a half monster, half human, and he's just trying to live a normal life, but his family is always dragging him to do things and defeat monsters and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's got some really cool action. I love the monster designs. They look really, really flipping cool. Some pretty solid character designs as well, but I don't know, it was good, but I'm not gonna say it was great. It was, for me personally, I think there was just something lacking with the characters. I think the characters are a little bit flat and a little bit one note personally. But I would probably continue reading this. Another one of those popcorn flick kind of manga. Alright, up next, Volume 1 of Allmark from Hyoto Yunoki, Noboru Yamada, and Posaka Demizu. This series that follows the story about this boy here, who is part of like this mercenary corps. His dad is like one of the captains, and one day they kind of save this magic man, and he is like the he is like the head priest or head magic man, the principal, there we go, holy crap, of this magic school. And he offers, his dad offers or tells him like, hey, can you please take my son? I want him to get away from all of this. So as he grows up, he is finally old enough and he gets sent off to go try to join the magic school. And it's about him kind of journeying alone without his family and kind of discovering things about himself as well as the magic world. So it's a pretty interesting story. I really, really did like it. Great world building from start to finish for this first volume. Really great characters. The main character is awesome. I like him a lot. The principal is great, and some of the other characters you meet as well. Also got some really good art. I don't know. It's very, very enjoyable, and I kind of like that. Like this character is going through a lot at the beginning, and I'm excited to see where his character grows as we continue. Reading it. Alright, up next we have ourselves Alternative Self-Liner Note from, why am I blanking on the mangaka? Chiaki Yagura. Yeah, this is another one of those short stories that follows a story about this guitarist for a band who is currently struggling mightily with like this like art block, as well as kind of like imposter syndrome, and what she's gonna do and like how she's gonna leave her mark on the world. So it's very introspective. It's very, very good. I really enjoyed this, especially being a creative myself. I definitely felt I sympathetic towards the main character. I have felt those feelings before. A feeling not sure what you're gonna do. Does my art even matter to people? Like, what is it even gonna matter at the end of this day? Yeah, and I really like how it ends. I think it's really great. Just a very great read from start to finish, and it's only of just I would say less than like 50 pages. So if you can pick this up, definitely should. It's really, really good. Another one of those from Manga Mavericks books. Alright, up next, Medalist Volume 9 from Tsurumai Kata. Oh my goodness, we finally got to like the climactic end to the current arc, and we're moving into the next arc. Man, what an end. A spectacular end to the arc. It was so intense, so good. I almost cried, to be honest. I got goosebumps. I was shaking. I was excited. And if you know, then you know what happened to this volume. Volume 9, fantastic work. I love Medalist so much. Alright, up next, Neighborhood Craftsman Volume 1 from Stories from Kanda's Gokuracho from Akihito Sakaue. This is a manga that I talked about in the FVI, so if you want my full opinions, go check it out there. But I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really well done. I've been saying that a lot in this video, well done, because a lot of manga is well done. But I really love the attention to detail that the mangaka puts into showing how all these craftsmen work on their work on what they do and how they do it so intensely, how focused they are, getting the posing down and everything. It's just really well researched. I love it so very much. I was completely engrossed, even though all the stories are basically separated from one another. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a nice like historical kind of slice of life manga, go check this one out. Alright, up next, I got Steel Ball Run. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7. Yeehaw! Volume 1 from Hirohiko Araki. Now, this is what I call a very good first volume. I'll tell you what, I haven't read a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm going to be completely honest. I've read Part 1 and I've read parts of Part 2, 3, and 4, but I've never finished any of them because I am a fool. And maybe one day I will. But I decided to get Steel Ball Run because everybody says that this was a very good manga. and lo and behold, they were correct. An absolutely ridiculous, over-the-top story as you would expect from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And yeah, I love our characters. I love the art style. There's a lot of horses. I cannot believe that Mr. Araki himself would be drawing all these horses, but I loved it. I'm excited to see where these characters are going to grow because we had a really good time with this first volume. Alright, up next, Volume 1 and 2 of Young Miss Holmes from Kaoru Shintani. So this follows the story of Christy Holmes, who is the niece of Sherlock Holmes, and she kind of butts her way into various cases that Sherlock Holmes is taking on. Yeah, it's really fun. If you like mystery series, you're going to love this series. Christy is annoying as heck, and I love her for that. She's just always is butting in, but I kind of like how her character is always growing and kind of trying to understand the world, because obviously she's not as good as Sherlock Holmes at some of these things, but she is still very attentive, she's still very smart, but she is also a kid, so she also gets berated often. So I like it, I liked it a lot, and I'm excited to continue reading it. Alright, up next, Volume 1 of To Your Eternity from Yoshitoki Oima. This is a series that actually got suggested to me by a friend, and I've had Volumes 1 through 3 for a bit now because I got it in the Vinland Saga pickup, so I decided to read the first volume, and I thought it was good. It follows a story about this, like, this all-powerful being that sends this, like, random thing down to Earth for it to kind of do what it wants. So he watches, like, the overall being watches this thing kind of like evolve and die and reborn and die and be reborn and die and be reborn, and as it slowly but surely kind of like is building itself into a wolf and then eventually a human. So it's about kind of just following that story and how he's like this being, or whatever you want to call it, this thing is trying to become human in a way, but it still has those very old tendencies that it had as it was a wolf, as well as it was when it was just like nothing. So it's an interesting idea, it's an interesting story. I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen. I'm going to give it the 3-volume treatment since I have the first 3 volumes, but yeah, overall I thought it was kind of interesting, and we'll see where it goes. Alright, up next, I got this one for free from Yen Press as well. This is Volume 1 of Konosuba, Even More Explosions on This Wonderful World from Katsumi Morino, Natsume Akatsuki, and I think that says Kurone Mishima. Yes, so this is, I believe, like a spin-off series of Konosuba, and I don't really know what's going on, but I thought it was fun. Basically, they like try to start this thieves guild to help like this main thief group. Yeah, it's ridiculous, and fun for the most part, but I don't really know these characters, and like they kind of expect you to know these characters, so reading this was a little bit difficult. I'm gonna be completely honest, but I think if you like Konosuba, I think you will enjoy this. Alright, up next, this is Guillotine Bride. I'm just a dragon girl who will destroy the world. So it follows the story about this boy here, who's kind of like a part of like this club, and as he's walking home, he gets kind of sucked into this world of these beings that are uber powerful, and if they aren't stopped, basically, they can destroy the entire world. He ends up becoming partnered with this dragon girl who is super uber powerful, and they're trying to prevent from also blowing things up. So now that they've kind of figured all this out, now they're going to live together, because of course they are. And yeah, overall, I thought this was okay. I think it's got some pretty good action across the board, and some good art as well. I do think there's a lot of that fan service stuff that I don't like very much, but overall, I think this one was one of the better ones, or one of the ones I actually enjoyed more out of all the things that Yen Press provided to me. Alright, up next, this is Bocchi the Rock, the anthology, comic anthology, volume 1. And yeah, it's basically just an anthology of various silly manga from the Bocchi the Rock story and series. And yeah, I don't know, it was cool. I am like kind of, I was talking about this with my wife and how I feel about comic anthologies, and they're just kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, like it feels like a doujin or like a collection of doujin, which I guess that's what they are. I don't know if these are like officially licensed by like the mangaka or the original mangaka, but yeah, overall I thought this was okay, and if you like Bocchi the Rock, you're probably gonna like this. Alright, up next, Volume 1 of The Misanthrope Teaches a Class for Demi-Humans. Mr. Itoma, Won't You Teach Us About Humans? From Kurusu and Natsume, Atsu, Benino, and Sai Izumi. Another manga that I got for free. I also got that Bochi's Rock one for free as well. This follows a story about a former teacher who's kind of like down on his luck, and he gets offered a position at this school about these like kind of misanthropes. These demi-humans who are like half monster, half human, and they're trying to become humans. So they can graduate and join the human world. So he has to try to teach them how to be humans. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward story. I think it's fun. I do think it has some cute little moments. I'm a little worried that it is going to get into some strange romance stuff because I don't like teacher-student relationships. I think those are really weird. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it really feels like it's going to happen. They keep joking about it, and I don't like it. But overall, I thought this was okay. It was pretty fun. I like some of the characters' developments as we get through the first volume. Up next, Undead Unluck Volume 3 from Yoshifumi Tozuka. Another fantastic volume. I've been really enjoying this series. It's so much fun. These two here are really great together. Not just as in like a possible relationship, but also just like as a team. And I actually I really like the world building. I think the world building is very interesting. And I love how intense these fights can get, and how like over the top and kind of like interesting these characters are, because all these characters are all kind of introduced at the same time, and we're slowly but surely getting drip fed information about each of the characters. But I really like this series. I've been having a very good time with it, and I'm excited to continue reading it. Alright, up next, Volume 10 of My Special One from Momoko Koda. This was a very strange volume because it's kind of like a how do I explain it? It's just kind of like random like spin-off stories. One of them is kind of like a Cinderella-like story with the characters, and another one is like, oh, she gets teleported into a world for a different manga. So it's weird, but I still enjoyed it. I think this one's really fun. Momoko Koda is very good at writing comedy, and I do really enjoy these couples. This couple specifically. They're really fun, and they're very silly. Alright, up next, Short Game, I almost said Volume 1. There's only one short game from Mitsuru Adachi. This is a short story collection about high school baseball by Mitsuru Adachi, the mangaka who's very popular and very well known for kind of writing the exact same story over and over again. But Cross Game and Short Program are the two series that he has out in English. Cross Game is a little bit more accessible. Short Program has been out of stock and out of print for a very long time. But yeah, this was pretty good. I think there's some nice stories within this story, but there are also some just like whatever stories as well. But overall, I think this was enjoyable. If you like Mitsuru Adachi, you're definitely going to want to pick this up. But if you're looking for like high school baseball, I don't know. I don't think you can do, I mean, you can do worse, but this isn't like going to totally blow you away, because it isn't always technically about high school baseball, and you'd have to read it to see what I mean. Alright, up next, I decided to read the first 3 volumes of Millennium Snow from Bisco Hattori, and talk about whiplash while reading this, because the first 2 volumes, very like old school Bisco Hattori. Going into Volume 3, I came to find out that this series went on a massive hiatus for like, I think 12 years or something like that, very long time. So the art style is way more cleaned up in Volume 3, but yeah, this is a very nice story. I actually really like the first 3 volumes. Follows a story about this girl here who has like this debilitating condition where basically she's probably going to die very soon until she meets this vampire guy who has the ability to live for 1,000 years and kind of wants to sign a blood pact with someone, but is not willing to do that because he doesn't want to bring anyone into that curse of living forever. So he unintentionally saves her, and now she feels indebted to him / kind of falling in love with him. And yeah, it follows a story about them and them developing the relationship while also kind of developing themselves as characters. Like, he's trying to figure out what's going on with his life, and like, does he really want to bring someone into the 1,000-year curse? And now she has like a new lease on life, so she's kind of trying to enjoy things as she receives them. So it's cute, it's fun. There's some very problematic characters. One specifically that's like kind of her childhood friend, which if you know, then you know. And even the mangaka later mentions it and is like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was gross, disgusting, blah blah blah. And it's kind of interesting to read that. But really enjoying it, and I'm excited to read that 4th volume. Alright, up next, Licorice Recoil. This is the official comic anthology. This is known as React. And once again, yep, it's a comic anthology. I received this for free, and I thought it was pretty good. It just follows the story about the characters of Licorice Recoil, and yeah, about their kind of like daily musings and stuff like that. So if you like Licorice Recoil, you're probably gonna like this. Alright, up next, In Your Pasta, Volume 14 from Rumiko Takahashi. We get introduced to Koga, I believe that's his name. He's the Wolf Man. And yeah, I like this series a lot. I've been having a great time with In Your Pasta. The art is always good as always, and very well done fights. I really like how Rumiko Takahashi like choreographs fights. I think it's really fun and very exciting to read. So yeah, excited to have read another volume. Up next, this is a manga anthology. This is kind of in a different way. This is Manga International Network Team Volume 1. So it's all about Mint, which I've talked about in the pickups video, but basically they are a manga initiative that are trying to bring these kind of indie authors to the American audiences and get them published here and get more recognition across the world. So yeah, it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different mangaka in this specific volume here. Two of them that I'm a big fan of, Batan and Itaru Kinoshita. Itaru Kinoshita is Dinosaur Sanctuary's mangaka, which is a series that I really enjoy. And Batan is the mangaka behind Run Away With Me Girl, which was a fantastic Yuri series that I read, I believe, last year. And super enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. But it was really great to read these other 4 manga as well. Hopefully we do get their manga in English, because I think it'd be really fun to read their stories. But yeah, I'm really happy to have read this. Thank you so much to Deb Aoki for providing me this copy. And the last manga that I read in July of 2025 is Chieko Snow from Chieko Show. I said Snow when I first looked at it. I believe it is Chieko Show. It is Chieko Show. I can't read. Chieko Show from Mamoto Makiru and Mimi Noboru. Follows a story about this girl here who has like this kind of like disease or whatever you want to call it that makes her say the most vulgar things ever, and it's just like an over-the-top, really silly, ridiculous short manga. I thought it was very funny, but just know it has got a lot of explicit adult content, so if you are a child, do not read this. But yeah, I thought it was funny, and yeah, happy to have read this. This is from Starfruit Books, which is another indie manga publisher, so go check them out because they are awesome. And that's gonna be it for this reading log. That was a lot. My throat is died. My throat is dead. My throat is feeling funky, chunky monkey. So thank you so much for watching. What did you read in the past month? Let me know in the comments below. And you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. Those are all amazing things, and I love it when you do that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.